Hello and welcome, my dear friends. Today we are going to talk about civil service interview preparation in general and WBCS in particular. Those candidates who are going to appear for interview in WBCS or for that matter in any other civil service examinations, they have to keep certain things in mind all the time while preparing for this interview. The first thing that you have to keep in mind is that when you prepare for civil service examinations interview, for that matter, it's a personality test. It is not only what you know that is important, but at the same time, how you present the answer that is also very, very important. Because we must remember that this is basically a personality test. Personality test means that how you are interacting with the people, how you are exchanging the views, in what way, what are the manners by which you are interacting with your subordinates, with your seniors. All these things will be important for you once you get into civil services. So this particular examination or interview for that matter is basically meant for understanding the officer-like qualities of a aspirant, civil service aspirant, those who are preparing for this interview. Now, first thing first, that when you talk about personality test, the first aspect is how you dress up. I mean, your dress or attire is very important for any interview for that matter, particularly in civil service. There are certain norms which you have to follow. You have to follow certain norms. For example, your dress should be very simple, or the color of the shirt or trouser, or for the girls, if you follow salwar suit or sari for that matter, the texture should be very, very simple. Color should be very, very simple. You should not, have those kind of dresses which are normally not, allowed in formal setting. Informal kind of, dresses are not very appreciated in this particular process. So it should be very simple. Second thing is that when you go for the interview, you have to present yourself in such a manner so that the people who will be taking your interview, the panelists, they should not get offended when you give your opinion or the information that have been asked from you. You should be presenting your knowledge in such a way so that they get impressed. So it is not only the knowledge, the way you present them, that is very important. So your body language is also a part of your interview. Or in other words, you can say that if you give a very good answer, but if your body language is not very good, then of course they are not going to be very impressed by your answer. Because ultimately the human factor is involved there, to keep in mind. The psychological factor should be kept in mind, that they are around 60 or more than 60 years old. So obviously they should be respected. When you present your answer, you should keep it in mind that they are seniors, they are the retired bureaucrats. So you are just a candidate. You should not present your answer in a way so that they get offended. If you offend them, then of course you are going to lose your marks. So my point is that if you know the answer, then you very politely present that answer before them. If you do not know a particular answer, then very politely you may say, sorry, I'll go back and learn about it, know about it. And if you have got any doubt about your knowledge, then you can seek permission from them. You can just ask them that, sorry, sir, I do not have much knowledge on this topic. If you permit, I'll speak up on this issue, or I'll say something on it. If they permit you, then you can go ahead and give them your answer. In no way you can you should not do anything by which they get offended. At times it happens during the course of conversation, you enter into a zone of argument. So don't argue with them. For example, they have asked you certain things, you have given your answer, and they are not ready to accept your answer. It may happen. They may do it at times deliberately. If they do it deliberately, then also you should not get into any argument. You can very politely say that, sir, this much knowledge I have, although you know that your answer is the right one, you have given them a right answer, but you very politely tell them that, sorry, sir, I've got this much knowledge I have. On the basis of knowledge, I've given my answer. I'll definitely go back and learn more about it and get myself corrected if I'm wrong. So that way you can, avoid the argument, right? So the point that I'm trying to make is that psychological dimension has to be kept in mind as a candidate. You should know that they are your seniors and they have got lots of knowledge. At times, they might deliberately put you in a situation wherein you might enter in an argument. Don't do that, particularly in any question where opinions may differ. Say, for example, you have been asked to give your opinion. You can give them your opinion, but then if they do not accept it, then you should not mind that my opinion has not been accepted. They might deliberately do that, or they may not agree with your opinion. It may happen. Another thing is that when you are appearing for civil services personality test, there'll be certain questions which will be factual in nature. So if the questions are factual, don't give them any wrong information, because these questions are factual. You know it. This is good. If you don't know, then please just tell them that I do not have much knowledge. I'll go back and learn about it. Because in factual questions, you cannot give a wrong answer. Because if you give any wrong answer, that will be equivalent to a bluff. So if you are giving them a bluff, then you'll be penalized very heavily, because you as a future civil servant, the trust will be broken there, because they might think that this person cannot be trusted because you have given them wrong inputs. Just imagine you have given them a wrong input. On the basis of that input, if any policy programs are made, so obviously those policies and programs they are not going to work, because the inputs given were wrong. Therefore, if you do not know any factual questions answer, then very politely you may say, sorry, sir, I do not, and go back and learn about it. But if there's a question where you have to say certain things, because it's not a question of question involving facts, it's a question of opinion. Say, for example, if I ask you that, do you think that India is a secular country, or do you think that Indian democracy is not working properly? Now, here in this kind of questions, you do not have any other scope. You cannot say, sorry, sir, I don't know. I'll go back and learn about it, because these questions are not factual. As a civil servant, you should have some opinion about all these things. These are social issues. These are important issues wherein you have to say certain things. Now, here you have to be very, very careful. You cannot give an answer wherein you are simply giving your opinion without any rationale, without any logic, without any supportings. Because whenever you give an opinion, those opinions, those views should be based on certain logics, reasonings, rational, and all. You have to be very clear about it. So you may give your opinion, provided you can support your opinion by giving them certain kind of basic rudimentary logic and rational and some kind of data and all. Otherwise, your opinion will not be taken into consideration. So this is another part of your interview, because in your interview, certain questions will be there wherein you have to give your opinion. You cannot simply say that I don't know. because these are the questions where marks are basically given. So you have to give them a good answer so that you can get good marks. Another aspect would be in your interview that in for 1 minute or so, there may be a question in which they'll force you to say certain things because they'll try to understand that you are good at stress management. Certain questions will be there which will put a pressure on you. You have to say certain things. There also you have to be very very careful, because if you say certain things against certain issues or certain aspects of the issues which are not accepted, then you'll be penalized. For example, if I say that, tell me something about midday meal scheme or portion scheme. Do you think that it is not working, or that's why government should scrap it, this and that? This kind of questions, if they ask you and they ask you to give your thoughts on it, then you cannot simply say, no, this particular scheme is not working. Because unless and until you know exactly the good things about that scheme, you cannot put them in words. So you have to give them certain answers wherein you'll be appreciating certain schemes, and then you can politely say that certain things are there which can be improved, which should be improved, and these are the criticisms which are there, and therefore you have to go back and revamp the scheme. That way you have to present your answer. So these are the basic things that you have to do. Unless and until you present your answer in a good manner, even if you are giving a very good answer, you may not get marks, because personality test is all about testing your personality. When I say your personality, certain features are there. For example, how much honest you are. If you know, then you can speak. If you don't know, then you are not supposed to give them any wrong information, because that is a part of your personality, honesty. And second aspect is that how you are managing the stuff, how you are managing your people in the office, all these things, how you are managing your information. This management part is very important part of your overall personality, because ultimately you are going to deal with people, you are going to deal with certain files, certain situations. So how you are coming out from the situation, how you are handling the people. So when you are handling the people, how good you are in managing their emotions, their feelings, in what way you are good at extracting the best out of your subordinates. All these things are tested. These are tested by asking you certain questions. So questions, it's not like that you have given a very good answer and on the basis of your knowledge they are going to give you good marks in your personality test. It may not happen like this. Certain questions, even if you are not very good at knowledge, but you are presenting it in such a way so that they are impressed by your honesty, they are impressed by your manner, the way you are making your answers presentable to them. If all these things are good, then of course you are going to get good marks in an interview. There are certain other things also which you can do on your own, like you can DAF, prepare your DAF in such a way so that you can cover as much questions as possible. You can prepare a list of questions and the answers of those questions so that you can go to the interview board with a confidence. At the end, I might say that when interview is at the end, when you close your interview, at that point of time also you have to be very, very careful about the fact that the questions that have been asked to you, if there is a question at the end of your interview wherein you might get certain opportunities to give a very good answer, those opportunities should be properly tapped, and you can give them a very good answer at the end of the interview as well. If you are getting an opportunity, because at the end also, at times it happens that throughout your interview you have not done well, but at the end you have given certain answers by which they are very, very impressed. So obviously, these are the things you can do while preparing for UPSS or WBCS interviews. Thank you very much.